Hello, it's Charlie again, and today we're gonna be on the episode of Content Talks, and we're gonna talk about dating apps and why I don't use them.
Well, I guess this online dating isn't the worst idea.
Okay, so disclaimer, before I talk about things like this, just letting you know, this is not me slandering people who use this dating app. It just does not sit right with me, so I don't use it or will never use it in the future. So before any keyboard warriors out there, just before you type, don't just stop. It's not gonna go well. But anyways, we start. So first of all, it does not sit right with me. It doesn't feel authentic. I also want to meet someone in person, kind of get a first impression of them.
I always do a weak handshake up front to establish that I'm not a threat.
Because, psychology or whatever it is, your first impression with a person is 6 seconds. So, do your best and impress them. It's not like I'm looking for people to impress me right away or vice versa, just because I want things to be natural.
It's very nice to meet you.
So, when I had Tinder, this was the 3 days. I felt like, like a lone wolf in this jungle of, digital love, and I only had it for 3 days. My phone blew up for those 3 days, and I'm thinking to myself, like, yeah, I know I'm cute, but like, damn, am I that cute? You know what that felt like? It kind of felt like a McDonald's lineup at 8 a.m. because constantly my phone blew up with messages of like pickup lines or like, hey, what are you looking for? Actually, I'm not really looking for nothing. But then again, I'm a woman. Most women go through this. DMs on Instagram or messages on Facebook. If you still uses Facebook, that's just how it is. I also had Bumble, but I'm not too sure how long I had it for. Yeah, I don't know, maybe like 2 weeks maybe. And the reason why I had Tinder and Bumble was straight up business. And before you say anything, it's not that kind of business. Like we're not shooting that kind of movie.
That's kind of a bummer.
It's more to recruit people. I hate it. So actually around that time, I was young for sure, and I had some colleagues and we were in some sort of marketing, and they encouraged me to open up accounts so we can have more clients. And like I said, it's not that kind of a movie. I'm not blaming them or anything for encouraging me to do so. I just did it because I'm like, okay, sure, this is a good idea, but deep down, really, really despise dating apps. I've never used them for that kind of purpose and never will.
So you turned to Tinder?
No. It was just no. So I deleted Tinder right after that, and I told one of my colleagues, I'm kind of just like, no, I don't feel like, I don't want to use people like this, because I know a lot of people on Tinder are looking for something, and I'm looking for clients, they're looking for love. I am not. Yeah, it felt so weird.
You guys are weird.
But on Bumble though, I did meet a really, really good friend actually, and he's a wonderful entrepreneur right now, and he travels to Japan and makes content about it, and it's amazing. And I think it's been a while since I've seen him, so I'm probably gonna hit him up. Actually, on Bumble, there is an option that you can sign up for business, and so I did that. I wouldn't sign up for friends or relationship like that. I don't like the idea of that. So back to the topic. But yeah, when I was doing that, it just did not feel so right. I felt like a romance scammer. It just feels funny saying that, but I'm sure you know what I'm talking about. If I were to give an example, it's kind of like that lady from Dr. Phil. She thought that she was talking to Post Malone this whole time. Like, girl, come on. Like, I'm delusional as hell, but I am not that delusional. Like, this man, this romance scammer man, he had an accent too. She was wiring him money. Like, how absurd is that? We are in this digital age. Sometimes we gotta protect our elders.
You stay away from her.
Stay away from her.
Yeah, back to the topic. So again, the authenticism of dating apps is just not there for me. It kind of feels like I'm shopping for men. It's just like I see a lemon and I'm like, ooh, I like that. Let me take that. Maybe make a lemonade later. No. And sorry if you hear some noise, and I can't really control that. But yeah, it's like I'm not trying to shop for men like I shop for tofu. And if I were to pick a brand of tofu, it would be Rooster. And I know a lot of people would tell me, date around, you're missing out. But like, honestly, I'm not missing out. Like, if I find somebody I'm interested in, I don't think I'm missing out on other people, because I could spend my time with this one particular person, go out with them, date them, get to know them, focused on one person. That's how I see myself as. Because when you have multiple people, your mind is onto this person, your mind is onto that person. It's just, I don't like juggling people like that. People deserve better in this dating world, and I don't want to be doing that to other people because I don't want to be an option to somebody else. I think that's the word, option. I just don't want to make people be an option, even if they're okay with it, because I myself don't want to be an option.
Get back in there at once and sell!
I don't know if this just stems from a pure devotion that I have for a person. You know, I'm it's a ride or die basically. I'm a ride or die person since day one. So if I am not met with the same intensity as that, I will not feel good.
I'm walking to a fucking hornet's nest, all right? Now be my companion.
Like I said, some people, they find their love there, and that's amazing.
It's amazing. Thank you.
And sometimes when I meet people, you know, I ask them, oh, how'd you two meet? Some of them are like, oh, Tinder, or like Hinge or Bumble. And that's actually like, you know, if it works for them, it works for them. But it will never work for me. I like to meet people in person and actually get to know them like that, as friends first. I think people need to start like that with everybody. You start as friends first, and then, you know, hopefully that develops more in the future. I think that's just my preference. I would look at a person. What are your values? What is your personality? How are you when you're mad or angry? I think this is one of the questions I usually ask men that I'm interested in. How are you when you're angry? What do you do when you're mad? Sometimes when people are angry, they're a completely different person. And that's what scares me, honestly.
What's your biggest fear?
There is a justified anger, but there's also anger out of ego. There's just different types of anger that you kind of want to evaluate. Is this even healthy, you know? So just one of the reasons too why I don't use these dating apps is because when you have that option, you kind of have to entertain them. Obviously you don't have to, right?
Are you not entertained?
For me, when I meet people in person and we start talking online, ask to hang out with me, I try to see right away, is this person the only person I'm going to be entertaining? And usually, like, intuitively, it's a yes for me. So basically, other people just don't have a chance anymore. And if I, you know, have Tinder, for example, like, that will be gone quickly. Once I find that right match for, like, say, in that few days, Tinder is gone from me immediately. I won't be swiping left or right. However that goes, I actually don't even remember. But I don't know, I'm just very delusional, because when I talk to someone, it's a ride or die from then on. Obviously, you learn to love people as you grow. You learn to fall in love, and that's a very sweet thing. But I'm delusional like that, then I'll be delusional like that. I will prefer it that way. Like I said, I want that same thing instead of me just window shopping for other men out there. It's just not my preference, and I'm sure a lot of people share the same sentiment as me. So it would be really, really nice to connect to some people who actually have that same thought as me. And I do have a lot of friends who are in the same boat, and I love them for that. It's just like, you know, I don't feel so alone. But now that I'm putting this out here, kind of just exposing myself, I would really, really love to connect to more people who share the same sentiment, so, you know, I don't look crazy out here. Like I said, there's nothing wrong with apps, dating apps. Do what you may. Some people are just, it works for them, but it's not for everybody, and that includes me. So yeah, tell me your thoughts, and until next time, bye bye.